What's up, everybody? It is Sean once again back at the YouTube. This week I'm kind of excited. Excited to talk about successes and some failures, and basically how to handle a success properly and how to handle a failure properly. So let's get into it. So, the first thing that comes to mind when I think of a failure that I probably didn't handle so properly. This is a little personal for me, guys. Opening up a bit. I torn ACL. Back in 2010, I was playing baseball over at the University of Mary and was fortunate enough to be able to play in the fall season. Unfortunately, I broke my finger, as I mentioned in the last video, and it took me out for the rest of the fall season. By winter, I was ready to be active. So I played some intramural sports, which was against the NCAA guidelines. And I signed a contract that said I wouldn't. What happened was I was playing basketball and I jumped and I came down, completely non contact injury. Came down and landed, and it looked like my kneecap was over here where it should have been here. But in reality, what happened was the whole bottom half of my leg dislocated. Basically, what happened was I tore my ACL and my MCL and my lateral meniscus and my medial meniscus all at the same time. And I was in a world of hurt. I was in North Dakota. I didn't really want to be there. Anyways, got surgery, was on crutches for a long time. But that's not the part that I mismanaged. The part of the failure that I managed improperly was how I reacted to the situation. So after surgery, I was pretty depressed. Wasn't in the right headspace. I had unlimited hydrocodones because the doctors just prescribed so many after surgery. Honestly, I used them too much. Used them to the point where if I didn't have it in my system, I'd have a headache. That's what I managed poorly. Instead of focusing on PT, physical therapy, and getting better, I focused on, oh, woe is me, not going to play baseball, I'm going to get out of North Dakota. But until then, I'm just going to lay in bed and take these pain pills. And that's exactly what I did. I hardly went to class. I ended that semester at UMary with like a maybe a 1.8, maybe a 2.2, something in that realm, which is really uncharacteristic for me. Really, it came down to me just managing a failure poorly, getting depressed. Had a huge loss of identity. People don't understand a lot of the times when an athlete loses the ability to play the sport that they love, they actually take a huge mental hit of who they are and what they're about. Because I know for me, I had been a baseball player my whole life, and I was going to continue being a baseball player the rest of my life. Um, and I had to shift. And that was the hardest part for me, was getting over the fact that I'm not going to play competitive baseball again. I'll still be able to play it, but not at that level. So yeah, that's a failure that I managed poorly. Success that I managed poorly. This is a kind of funny story, light-hearted story about handling success poorly. So when I was writing up my notes for this, the first thing I thought of was a few Christmases ago. We were playing this game, and I'm sure you've seen it on YouTube or on Facebook. The people have a big package, and it's just wrapped in a ton of wrapping paper and whatever, like saran wrap, all that sort of stuff. And the goal is there's a prize in the middle of the present, and the goal is to get to the middle. Whoever opens the present first gets the prize in the middle. And my mom thought it was a great idea to play that game, and she didn't take into consideration that there's three very large, very competitive men that were playing. Four if you count the stepdad, we I don't think it made it around the table once. Let's just put it that way. I It got passed to me. In order to get it past you, you have to roll 7 on a dice. So I rolled a 7, and it got passed to me. Instead of trying to open the package, I just punched through all the wrapping, grabbed out what was inside, and just said I won. Basically ruined Christmas for everybody. I handled that success by saying, I don't care. I just got a $25 gift card to wherever it was, or 25 bucks. Everybody was pissed. I didn't care for a while, and then the whole atmosphere, the mood around me shifted. So I started to feel a little bit bad, and yeah, I'd say that was a success I handled poorly. And really, like, the traits of handling a success poorly are lording it over someone, or like making sure everybody knows that you're successful, not being humble, what it comes down to. A failure that I handled successfully, I would say, I've handled many failures successfully, failed a lot, as has everybody. But a failure that stands out in my mind, another knee injury. Yay. So life is about second chances, right? Actually, I got tore my meniscus again a few years ago playing hockey this time. This time, knowing what I know from last time, I decided to take my rehab and my management of my knee a lot more serious. So, again, required surgery, got the surgery, ended up walking out of surgery. It was great. Was strong enough to do that. I only took pain pills for maybe a day, maybe two, instead of getting completely addicted to them to the point of not being able to function without them. Like, I'd get it seriously. I got a huge headache the first time. I just, took what I needed, and the rest of them just didn't even worry about them. Did my PT. Now my knee's stronger than ever. Obviously, still not best knee because it's had two surgeries on it, but I handle that failure by doing what I know I should do, not necessarily what I want to do. And, by every day taking care of it and being grateful for what I have and what my knee can do for me. Yeah, success that I handled well. Again, I've handled. I think most people handle a lot of their successes well, and I think the major key of handling your successes well is just not being braggy, being humble about it. If someone asks you about it or congratulates you about a success, then say thanks. You don't have to be like, yeah, it was super easy or anything like that. You can just be grateful that they acknowledged it. And honestly, it's what it comes down to is just being humble and realizing that there are more important things out there. Good for you, but also keep going, keep going, see where it leads, see where these successes keep going, and just keep on being successful. Nobody who is overall successful gets one success and is satisfied with it. So I would say just keep going, and don't brag. Keep your head down. Do the work. As my dad always used to say, people see better than they hear. So if they hear about you, great, but they want to see you putting the work in. They want to see you putting in the effort and getting that success, and not talking about it, right? That's the other part. People see better than they hear. If you're telling them how great you are, could hold no merit. They want to watch how great you are. They want to see how great you are for themselves. That's really all I got for you guys today. Like and subscribe if you're into this content. I'm just gonna keep putting it out. So no matter what you do. Awesome. Have a good one, guys.